The pathway to purpose. That's the topic for today. I want to start out by asking for your imagination. So just roll with me for a little bit, and you'll understand where I'm going with this. So imagine you, some friends, maybe some family, you guys are in a bay. And in this bay, there are a lot of ships, boats and ships and stuff like that. You are going to get on one of them. You and your friends, okay? Your friends or family, whoever you are, having your imagination, you're going to get on a boat, but you don't really know where you're going yet. But you know that the boat works, it's not going to sink, you feel pretty confident that you are at least going to stay alive, eat, and, and enjoy your time. You see the captain. You walk up to the captain and you ask the captain, hey, where are we going? What's the destination for this boat? What's the destination for this ship? You then get a response, and underneath probably 10 seconds. You say, hey, we're going to Cuba. We're going to Florida. We're going to Alaska. Wherever the captain says you guys are going, you guys are going. So this is an example of purpose. All right? If somebody walked up to you and asked you, where are you going in life? Could you answer within 10 seconds? You see, that's kind of how the mind works. You have purpose in life, but you are kind of like one of those ships in the bay. If you don't have purpose in life, you don't have like an end destination. Like there's no point that you're really going to. There's not even really a captain. You just get on the ship and you pray to God that you will find the destination. I want to tell you the truth, because this is like what I would say 95% of people are today. You are on a boat, but there is no captain. You just turn on the boat and hope that you get to your destination. You don't have any plans. You don't have any skills. You don't have any real destination. But if you get on the ship where the captain knows the destination, you can confidently say 99.9% of the time you'll get there safely. Now, what do you think the percentile of you getting to your destination with no captain and no knowledge of how to run that ship? I will say probably a good 0.01% chance. And in real life, those people are the ones who win the lottery. So you get to your destination, and now you are pretty much stuck there. Let's say you are on the ship with no captain and no knowledge of how to run the ship, and you actually get to your destination. Great, you won the lottery. You're in a foreign land now. You can't leave. So now you're going to end up spending the rest of your life, how short that may be there. You see, purpose is so vitally important to your life. It almost seems like an oversimplification of things. It almost seems like, well, I know what my purpose is. Why are you talking about my purpose? Is the reason why you are even living. Do you know how vitally important, your soul, your spirit understands what purpose actually means to you? I'll give you an example. So you might be making lots of money. You might have a job. You might be in corporate somewhere, and you might be miserable. You might be fully depressed because you're not in your purpose. Purpose is like a person who is not in their purpose, man or woman, will 100% be depressed. You will 100% fall into depression. Oh. Well, the audio is jacked up again, but it's okay. So, you will 100% fall into depression, and what will happen is you will figure out fast what this place feels like. Like you will understand that, hey, is this a place where I really want to commit my life to? Yes, I know my voice is echoing. We're all gonna have to deal with it, okay? So anyway, there's an area that depression exists in, and it's not with God. It's not with grace. The area that depression exists in is called misery. And misery only exists when you are not in your purpose. And your purpose, of course, you are given your purpose by God. I think we all kind of understand that. You have one purpose, not multiple purposes, but underneath your purpose, you're supposed to have goals. And your goals define or will all support your purpose. And what is a goal? A goal is an endpoint. So, like the ship leaving the bay, it has a destination. And that's just a goal. The destination is the goal. But maybe the purpose of the ship going from one place to another is to, feed, hungry kids, or fuel the world's economy. Now, that's just an example. So you have real purpose in life. But how do you discover your purpose? How in the world are you supposed to discover your purpose? Well, the first thing is any activity that you do, any activity that you exist in, you need to be able to experience one of these three or all three of these things that I'm going to tell you right now. Okay? One, you need to be able to connect to actual humans. And this is a heart-to-heart thing. You need to be able to connect to actual human beings. So, people who are like in corporate and they work in cubicles, they may make a lot of money, but they don't really connect to human beings. And I know because I used to work there on Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. So you need to be able to connect. Number two, you need to be able to create. Okay, you need to be able to have creative input in for how this organization is going. So even at corporate, you really don't have any creative input. You just have to produce products and papers and essays and stuff like that. Okay. The third thing you need to experience in order to understand that you are in your purpose is you need to feel a sense of contribution, kind of like you're giving to. Okay, so the three things that you need to experience in the same moment for you to understand that this is your purpose. Number one, you need to connect to human beings. Number two, you need to have creative input. Number three, you need to contribute to the people. Okay, remember the Bible says, "The greatest among you will be a servant." Those three things are pretty much what a servant is. They connect, they create, they contribute. Okay. So let's go back to our example. We are in the bay and we are moseying down on the water in the ship, and the captain is at the helm. Okay, I want you to know that your ship is like your mind. Okay, the ship on the water is like your mind. Not your brain, it's your mind. Okay? And the direction of your mind, or the direction of the ship or the boat, is called attention. Okay? So your direction of your mind is called attention. The direction of the boat is called attention. Now this is what, like, we're just correlating this together. You need to know, if you cannot master how your attention operates, you will never get to your destination. I know the audio's messed up, so this is only going to reach the people that it's supposed to reach. If you cannot control your attention, you will never get to your destination, the destination that God designed you for. And I know it feels like I'm oversimplifying this, like this is just something that only like 10-year-olds need to learn. But just look at your mind right now. In this moment, look at your mind right now. How many images are you paying attention to? For real, how many images are you actually paying attention to? Now, you might be paying attention to the images that I'm putting in your mind, like the image of the boat, you and your family, or you might have images of a woman or a man, or paying bills, or getting paid, or your dogs, or your marriage, or this or that. This is very, very, very important for you to actually get awareness of, okay? Your attention is the most valuable spiritual asset that you have, hands down. There's no other more valuable spiritual asset that God designed you with. Active direction of the mind. The Bible says we are supposed to have a mind like Jesus. Did you know that? Now, we need to unlearn some things here. Your mind is not your brain. Your mind is not your brain. Your mind is not your brain. Your brain has brain health. Your mind has mental health. Your brain is like an organ, or your brain is an organ, and it does not think. I know I'm going to make some scientists upset. Your mind actually thinks. A strange fact, okay, here's a strange fact for everybody still here. You don't know how to think. Do you know how to think? We weren't taught how to think. We were only taught what to think. And that severely hurt society. It hurt your family. It hurt your spiritual gift. It hurt how you connect with people. And because we were taught what to think, not how to think, we are presented images, or we are put in certain situations, and we instantly have an opinion about it. Opinions are fine. There's nothing wrong or right about an opinion. It's your overarching mindset of a thing. But if you are sitting next to Donald Trump and there's no words, like there's no communication between the two of you, you might like him or you might not like him, but you didn't think about anything. Okay, you didn't process anything. Maybe he's here to give you $1 million grant, or maybe he's here to make fun of you. Who knows? So being taught what to think is detrimental for your growth and your purpose. Not learning how to think, it makes you a slave to everybody else. Okay, it removes your purpose. If you are taught how to think, trust and believe that you were given a purpose to satisfy, like you were given someone else's purpose to satisfy. This is why so many people are employees, not employers. I'll say that again. Okay? If you were taught what to think, you then were given somebody else's purpose to satisfy. This is why most people are employees, not employers. Purpose sets you apart. Purpose is the defining variable in the equation of your life that will bring you to the mountaintop. Purpose. Purpose. Okay? One thing that I can tell you about your purpose is that it is going to be painful. It is. It will. 100% it will. Now, are you afraid of pain? Do you fear pain? I know my audio is messed up. Just listen to my words. Are you afraid of pain? You might voice no. You might even go to the gym and say, no, I'm not afraid of pain. I can run. I can lift weights. Okay, that's physical pain. But what about emotional pain? What about financial pain? Because when you start your business, you're not going to be making money because you're still learning how to serve people. You might not have access to go live like this. You might not have many followers on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. You might not know how to do a hook. You might not understand marketing. You might not even have a product yet. Okay? Pain is required along the way. I'm going to tell you a secret about pain. Okay? This is not AI. The next person who says that will be blocked. I despise people that say that. So anyway, pain, okay? Pain is well, there's a definition for pain. Okay? There's a definition for pain. The word pain, it means the agony endured by Christ. With a capital C. The agony endured by Christ. And I want you to know, okay? I want you to know that Christ, the word Christ, not the person, the word Christ, even that has a definition. The word Christ, it means the chosen one. So if you have purpose in life, okay, that means God must have chosen you for something, right? And I know the audio is messed up. I got it. Okay, 100%. We're going to have to just roll with it. Please. So, with that being said, pain is our connection to Christ himself. If you run from pain, you reject Christ. Now, there's hurt and then there's pain. Two different things. Okay? Hurt, it means to wound or to injure. Pain, it means the agony endured by, or the mental pain, the agony endured by Christ. I break it down further. The agony endured by the chosen one. Pain is required for growth. This is exactly where and why that phrase came into existence. No pain, no gain. That's absolutely true. If you do not experience pain, you will not grow. If you think growth can happen outside of pain, once you attain that growth, it's like you grew too fast and you have no foundation, and you'll just topple over at the first gust of wind. Okay? This is vitally important for everybody to understand. Your battles with demons, okay? Your battles with demons oftentimes give you pleasure. And they give you a sense of that you've already won, that you've made it, okay? And oftentimes that comes into your life with like dopamine hits, okay? Dopamine spikes, and those spikes become addictive, okay? So you might have you might think that you are doing something great because people applaud you, and then you want to double down on that. So now we have people on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube dancing like clowns, tap dancing online like clowns. It's because, number one, people are looking for excitement. Excitement is a false flag of purpose. And they are severely depressed, so they will applaud you. Good job, good job, good job, everybody. Good job for tap dancing for me. Your purpose is not to be a tap, your purpose is not a clown. Like, you are not a clown. Your purpose is not to entertain. Your purpose is to serve. Do you think God made you the court jester? The mumbling fool? Like, do you think that's your purpose? Okay? Your purpose will require pain. And the amount of pain that you can endure will tell God like how much you can handle. And if you can handle what he's giving you right now, you can guarantee that more is going to come into your plate. Oh, it's too much. Listen, if it was ever too much, you'd be dead. Drink too much water. You won't be here tomorrow. Okay? Eat too much food. Like, literally too much food. Not just enough food for you until you're full and until you take a nap. I'm talking about eat until you literally cannot eat. Until it's like you're like packing it in your mouth. You won't be here tomorrow. If somebody is too physical for you, you won't be here tomorrow. Okay? If anything's ever too much, you won't be here tomorrow. Now, the pain can be, it 100% can be managed. This emotional pain, this spiritual pain, this, isolation pain, because a lot of people are lonely, unfortunately. Even in marriages, they're extremely lonely. Even with their room full of people, they're extremely lonely. The pain of loneliness is one that breeds more depression than anything else. Okay, I'll say it again. The pain of loneliness breeds more depression than anything else. And what is loneliness? Loneliness is when you have spiritually turned your back on God. It's when you think that God will not provide for you in spirit. Like, this is what you agreed with in spirit. God will not provide for me. So now I'm depressed. See, depression, this is why they call it a mental disease, not a brain disease. It's a thing in your mind, and the mind is spiritual. Remember the mind? The captain at the helm, the captain directing the ship. That's your mind. But if you sincerely want to learn how to get out of depression, like, number one, you have to master your mind, not your brain. Your brain works on its own. Okay? Yes, you can damage your brain, but your brain operates. Your mind is where reasoning happens. It's where thinking occurs. It's where dreams, it's where visions happen. It's where sight occurs. You need to master your mind. If you don't master your mind, you can never discover your purpose. You will never discover your purpose. And you know that there's a demonic attack, okay, on many of you, on your attention, that you are unable to focus on one thing for more than 5 seconds. And the only thing you seem to be able to focus on are things that are pleasing, like fun. And fun is a trap. Fun is a demonic trap. You should not ever prioritize fun in your life. Oh, that's not fun. What are we, 12? Are we 12 years old right now? At some point, you have to take your life seriously. Okay? At some point, you've got to take your life seriously. So, fun, the word fun, it means fool. If I'm making fun of you, that means I'm trying to fool you, or I'm making a fool of you. Fun is a demonic trap, but fun only exists when people are depressed. You only search out fun when you are depressed. You only search out fun when you have not discovered your purpose. And it really doesn't matter how much money you make. Where in any book, any credible book, does it say that fun is necessary for your path to purpose? Nowhere. Not in one credible book. Now, in Dr. Seuss, you might get that, and I love Dr. Seuss. Okay, red fish, blue fish, all this good stuff. But in any credible self-help book, or the Bible, or the Quran, or any book that's credible, you will never find the instruction of, if it is not fun, don't do it. If fun does not exist here, then don't do it. Now, people might get upset by this. Oh, you're the fun police. You can do whatever you want to do in life. Do whatever you want to do in life. But fun will always cement you deeper into depression, because fun is nothing more than an environment with pure dopamine hits, like things that will make your dopamine spike. Okay, it's kind of like you're in a circus. You just want to be entertained. If you turn left, you turn right. There's all these things that will make you laugh and make you stare and wonder and curious and all this stuff. Fun is not the same as enjoyment. Fun is not the same as enjoyment. The word enjoy, it means to be inside of joy. Okay? Inside of joy. Joy, it means the source of happiness. Happiness, it means luck. So never ever wish happiness on anybody. You only need to wish joy. The source of happiness, it's fruit of the spirit too. Patience is a virtue. Joy is also a virtue. Humility is a virtue. Modesty is a virtue. All these things are virtues. Well, that as soon as you accept pain in your life, your temptations come in. Okay, we need to get away from the concept that anything that feels bad to our flesh is bad. We sincerely need to get out of that, because working out in the gym feels bad. It doesn't feel good at all, but it actually is amazing for your health. Studying to be a doctor, it feels bad. It doesn't feel good to study hours and hours and write essays, do homework and all this other stuff. But guess what? It's wonderful for you. Your ability to handle pain will it cements your place in the kingdom. Okay, but how do you handle pain? Well, it's this thing called patience. Okay, patience. And you've heard of that word, patience. Patience is a virtue. Okay. The word patience, it means calm endurance through misfortune. Okay. A lot of people assume that you need to have patience when you are in line and you just paid for your groceries, or you're in line to pay for your groceries, or you need to have patience when you are in line to buy food or buy your car. Okay, patience is not waiting. Okay, patience is not waiting. Waiting, it's when you stop progress with an expectation. Okay, progress has stopped and now you are waiting and expecting something. That's what waiting is. Patience is when you are upset. It's when you are problem solving. And side note, did you know that there is no such thing as a hard task? Like, things aren't really hard in life. You have things that are familiar and things that are not familiar. And when things are not familiar, your brain goes into problem solving mode. When things are not familiar, this is what you call hard. Oh, I have a hard life. It's because you've not developed skills to become familiar with your environment. Okay, let's say you are in the wilderness and somebody just dropped you in there. God just dropped you in the wilderness. Most of us don't know how to make fire. We don't know how to, make a, shelter. We don't know how to hunt. Some of us know how to fish, but most of us don't even know how to clean a fish. So all that being said, if God dropped you in the middle of the forest with no tools, no clothes, all of this would be unfamiliar. It will be hard for you. Okay? It's not really hard. It's just unfamiliar. Now, your brain needs to go into problem-solving mode. You need to either develop skills as you are walking around the forest. This is what we call on-the-job training. Or you get skills before you get dropped in the forest, so that when you do go in the forest, you learn how to hunt. You learn how to, look for berries. You learn how to, clean fish. You learn how to start fires. Okay. There's nothing that the brain cannot comprehend. Okay. And comprehension is part of the mind, not the brain, excuse me. There's nothing that the mind cannot comprehend. So there's the known, there's the unknown, and then there's the unknowable. There's things that you know. What's 1 + 1? 2. Okay, you said that in your mind. 2. Okay, good. You know that. Now, what's the square root of pi, divided by 15,000? You don't know that. Okay, but whatever you don't know, your brain automatically goes, or your mind automatically goes into problem-solving mode. Okay? Solving problems are always uncomfortable. I'll say that one more time. Solving problems are always uncomfortable. I've always been taught at a young age that, solving problems, it should be easy, especially in teams. When you join teams, I solve problems really well, but by myself. When I'm in teams, I'm like type A personality. I enjoy being in front. I enjoy directing people. I enjoy giving instruction. So in teams, I have to compromise. Compromise sucks. Part of solving problems, even when you are by yourself, you must compromise. Okay? Part of solving problems is compromise. What is a compromise? It's a joint promise. Okay? Yes, you can make a joint promise with yourself, meaning if I'm sitting here alone and I have an echo on my live stream right now, like I probably do still. Oh, I don't. Okay. But if I was trying to solve this problem, I would say to myself, hey, Kyle, after the live stream is over, unplug everything, check your connections, update all your apps, make sure all of everything is good to go. Okay? Okay. Great. Guess what? That's a compromise. And if I were to do that, I would despise doing that because I like things in a straight path, like most of us do. Okay? Problem solving sucks. Understand that. Problem solving is pain. It's painful. Can we agree here? Okay? Problem solving is painful. But when you avoid the pain, you will never be able to solve problems. You cope with things. You see you come across an obstacle in life, and then you think, God, thank you for protecting me, because this is not for me. Did you know that your success is on the other side of what you consider to be hard? Your success is just on the other side of what you considered hard, or what is unfamiliar to you. When's the last time you went on a live stream? When's the last time you went to a networking event? When's the last time you wrote a book? When's the last time you collaborated with somebody? When's the last time you went to a homeless shelter and, spoke to some homeless people, gave them love? When's the last time you, spoke to a stranger and actually complimented them with no intentions? Walked by and said, "Hey, I love your beard. That's all. Have a great day." All these things, you guys need to know that it's unfamiliar. But you can never develop skills if you never step into what is considered new. You have to do things that you're not familiar with. I mean, that's what growth is. Like, don't you understand that? That's literally what growth is. It's like you're stepping up onto a new stair, onto a new level. And what is new? New, it's unexplored existence. It's unexplored to you. Like it's something, it's a place, it's an event, it's it's a person, it's a type of food that you've not experienced yet. That's what new is. Okay? So let's say you are a cashier. And now you got promoted to manager, and now you run the store. That's going to be new, because guess what? Now you have to open. Now you have to count the money in the cash register. Now you have to worry about hiring. Now you have to worry about firing. Now you have to worry about marketing. You have to worry about all these things. It's new. It's unfamiliar. Scary. There's something I need to tell you about fear. Fear is only 6 inches deep. It's very shallow. Fear itself is it's very unsubstantial. It's very inadequate. Fear 100% goes away after you start. I 100% mean that. Fear goes away every time after you start. So, what you don't know about me is I used to have a very, very, very bad stuttering problem when I was younger. At 4 years old, I didn't even speak. Like, no sound was coming out of my mouth. So my mom thought that I was going to be mute. So I went to a speech therapist. I also went to a speech pathologist. Then I ended up speaking, and I had a really bad stammer. All that stuff. And I still feel it today. But that propelled me into a very deep fear of public speaking. Now, I'm not saying this to get any, you're doing great now. What I'm saying is, after you start, fear is gone. And I lived it from experience. So, your purpose, God is propelling you into things that are new. But the enemy, the devil, is trying to trick you into thinking that it's not for you because it's too hard. There's no such thing as hard. The only thing that exists is unfamiliar. And when you get familiar with your life, with the things that are new, that familiarization process, that's where the pain enters. Okay. That's where pain enters. The agony endured by the chosen one. And as God is showing you your path, it looks dark, but you are the light. Okay? Your path might look dark, but you are the light. It's funny, or it's interesting, wherever you go, as only if you start opening your mouth to communicate, people begin to flourish. Have you ever noticed that? If you just say, hi, I hope you have a wonderful day. Just that, the environment shifts. Remember, we are made in his image. We are made in the image of God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. There's something uniquely that connects us to that. When you go into a new environment or you meet new people, if you begin with words, it's like spiritual flowers begin to bloom all around you. Oh, but I don't like talking to people, says the devil. Only the devil says that. Only demons say that. I don't like people. Only demons say that. Watch how they work inside of you. And online, there's a lot of it's been trending for over a decade. People will kind of brag about how their circle is so small. You are designed to connect. I mean, that's part of how you understand your purpose, is connecting to human beings, heart to heart. You cannot ever find your purpose if you refuse to communicate to other human beings. I mean that. Even if you love plants, great. Grow plants and sell them. Okay? Or, join or go to your district leader, your politicians, and, create a plan to beautify the city. That's a real thing. Okay? But you are not designed to be alone, because it's funny, or it's not funny. It's interesting when you are alone. That's when temptation hits. That's when lust hits. That's when loneliness hits. That's when hesitation hits. Belphegor, Asmodeus, Ashtaroth, Mammon, Beelzebub, Wormwood, Python, Jezebel. That's what breeds demonic activity. Demons only really negotiate with you when you are isolated. That's why they want you alone. Oh, I don't like humans. Oh, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to go in and out. Yesterday, I give you a real life example. So I live in Alaska, right? And I was walking through the store, and this woman, beautiful gray hair, straight, Caucasian lady. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, you have some beautiful hair." She wasn't expecting that. She said, "Thank you." Walked 2 steps, and she said, "Excuse me, sir," and she turned around, and she said, "Can I give you a hug?" I said, "Yeah, sure." See, I just made her day. And now she's going to make somebody else's day. Kindness, it means to do good deeds intentionally. Now, people get kindness and nice mixed up because now cancel culture is in full effect. You can get canceled if you say the wrong thing. So people are afraid to even say anything. Oh, you like her hair? She's not a black woman, Kyle. How could you say that? Well, I do. I liked it. Her hair was nice, right? There are dudes with beards. You know, I say, man, that I like that beard. You know, dudes with mustaches. I'll walk by them and I'll be like, "What's up, stash?" And they always giggle. Whenever you are in new, start with words. Promise me you will try that today. Okay? Try that today. Whenever you are in a new environment, new people, just start communicating. Compliment somebody. Hey, I really like that shirt. Have a good day. Even if they don't respond, you will feel so much better. Because the strange thing about love, okay, the strange thing about love is when you give love, you become love. But when you are nice, you drain yourself. Nice and kind. Like kindness is a branch of love. Okay? Everybody put kind in the comment section. Kind is a branch of love. When you are kind, God is present and God is infinite. When you are nice, what ends up happening is you are only giving to you are taking from your energy, your personal energy. That's what nice is. The word nice, it means stupid. Okay? The word nice, it means to not know. Yeah, you didn't understand that. But kindness can only come from God. So, just promise me today you will be kind to at least one person outside of your friends and family and not on social media in real life. Promise me this, okay? Say, I promise if you are going to do it. Okay, maybe somebody's not going to be kind today. But your purpose, okay, your purpose is just on the other side of the unfamiliar. And becoming familiar with the unfamiliar, there's a gap in between there. And that is called pain. If you reject pain, you can never get familiar with anything. I mean, just think about it. If you get a brand new phone, a brand new phone, you're not familiar with that. You have to re-download apps. You have to, put your credit card in and all this other stuff and get it just the way you want again. It's a little uncomfortable. Now, it's not immensely uncomfortable, but it is uncomfortable. If you say, oh, it's just too hard, I'm not going to do it, you're absolutely not going to become familiar with it. If you want to become rich and you're poor, there's pain, okay? Being rich, in this example, is unfamiliar to you. If you reject the pain of growth, you will never become rich. If you don't want to wake up early, go to bed late, if you don't want to sacrifice Netflix, binge watching shows, being social all the time, guess what? You won't be rich. Okay. And if you think rich people don't have problems, they do. Problems exist everywhere. Now, your ability to solve the problems is it like puts you in the space where a lot of people don't want to go. People don't really want to get dirty. People don't want to see themselves. People have this spiritual makeup on. They don't want to see how ugly they truly are. So they run from the pain. You've been told you're strong your entire life. Your entire life, you've been told that you're so strong. And this tricked you. Now you have this thing called cognitive dissonance. You've been told that you're strong and you believe it, but now you understand that you're weak without God. Now you're confused. Now when the pain is here, you should be strong enough, but you're not. So now you have to problem solve. And strong people don't have to problem solve, right? No, strong people shouldn't have to problem solve. Right? We should just automatically step into any situation and know. That's kind of like how we were all raised. To avoid problem solving. But guess what? To problem solve, you need to know how to think. And 95% of human beings do not know how to think. You know what to think, but not how to think. You just think that you think. Want a real-time exercise, like you want me to prove it to you? Okay, I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. Okay, Oprah Winfrey. Donald Trump. Joe Biden. Christianity. Jesus. Okay, so all these things I just told you, I said it slow intentionally only to implant the image in your mind. You needed to see every last one of those images. And once you saw the images, your mindset took over. But now what happened in real life, you saw those images, you accepted it or you rejected it instantly. You didn't think about any of that. You just saw the image and you accepted it. That's not thinking. That's called reaction. Is this making sense? Okay. Is this making sense? Don't make me blink you to death. So, your purpose, okay, your purpose is more valuable than you understand. It's way more valuable than you understand. And I was getting to a point, but I got thrown off. So there's a demon called Asmodeus, and this demon called Asmodeus he rules over lust. Okay. And lust is not about sex. Lust is about distraction. If you are not in your purpose, you then are distracted. Can we agree here? Okay. If you are not operating in your purpose, you then, by logic, are distracted. You cannot be distracted if you are doing what you're supposed to do. Is this making sense? So distracted, it just means off track. Okay? You are not on track. That's what distract means. And only a distracted person can distract you. Only clowns will bring you into the circus. Okay? Only a clown will bring you into the circus. I.e., for example, gossiping. Girl, did you see Kyle? Yeah, he had a bald head and that beard. Yeah, Kyle. And now you two are clowns gossiping. Okay? So Asmodeus is the demon of distraction. He is the single demon that removes you at the point of when you are operating in your purpose. Now, he could throw you off your purpose with sex. He could throw you off your purpose with gossiping, with arguing, with proving your point. Anything that you feel pleasing about. And kind of strange, but most people enjoy being correct, meaning you enjoy proving yourself correct. Or, there are some people who trespass and will, volunteer their information in the comment section, or you're like, well, no, that's not what it is. Those people, I despise those people. Well, only because they are arrogant. They most oftentimes do not have anything online. They're just random accounts. They're random people that produce nothing, that create nothing, that serve nobody, and they want to correct you. Those people I despise. So, and that's what I call a trespass. They are overstepping their boundary. So, lust attacks men and attacks women in many different ways. But the purpose of lust is to get you to focus on a demonic purpose. And just like most things that feel good to your flesh are not always good. Okay? Having sex with anybody and everybody, it might feel good to your flesh, but it's actually not good for you at all. Spiritually, physically, health-wise, it's not good to do that. Okay? Arguing, right? Or proving your point, making sure that you know that you're correct and everybody in the room. So now you're pointing fingers, you're emotional, you're yelling. It feels good to be right, but arguing is a sin. Gossiping is a sin. Avoiding your responsibilities is a sin, like being slothful. Eating until your belly is full is a sin. Oh, I'm hurting feelings today. Oh, especially with black folks. You're not supposed to eat until your belly's full. I'm sorry. You're supposed to eat until you are content. That's it. That's it, brothers and sisters. Okay? I'm making people mad this morning. So, conversely, like on the other side, everything that feels bad is not always bad. All right? Like you might have to wake up at 4:30 to, answer emails. Lead generation. It sucks. It's painful. It don't feel good. But now that your business is making $100,000 a month, I think the lead generation system that you have is actually good. Going to the gym, running, it sucks. Okay? It absolutely sucks. right? I box. I coach people boxing. It sucks. It doesn't feel good to your body. But knowing how to fight, knowing how to defend yourself, being in very good shape, you're healthy. Okay, it pays dividends. Okay, the Bible says, look towards the way of the ant, you sluggard. Do you know that the ant does different things in different seasons of the year? It's a framework that I use in my coaching program. You should 100% do this. Okay? You need to prepare for winter. You need to get ready to harvest. You need to plant your crops. You need to tend to your crops. Okay? All this stuff needs to do. And by crops, I mean your ideas. The ideas that God gives to you. Okay? And what is an idea? Well, the word idea, it means a concept in the mind of God. That means an idea is God's opinion. And if God has an opinion about you, don't you think that it's pretty much law? Right? If God says, I think Kyle's going to be a great prophet. If he says that, it's pretty much written. Okay? It's good to go. If God says, I'm going to make I'm going to change Kyle's path from healing people from lust to healing people from Jezebel. That's just my opinion. If God says that, guess what? It's going to happen. So ideas are actually spiritual. Did you know that you cannot come up with ideas? You cannot come up with ideas. You only discover ideas. You only discover them. And like right now, try to come up with a new idea. You can't. I'm not even gonna waste time. It's impossible. Like you can try and prove me wrong, but it's not going to work. Okay. This is why when you discover an idea, it's kind of like shocking. Like it's like you've discovered the sun for the first time. You're like, oh my gosh, what is this? I've got it. It's like, aha, eureka. It's only because God provided that to you. We're supposed to have a mind like Jesus. And when we have a mind like Jesus, these ideas come like water. They come like water. I'm telling you. Okay? Your ability to sit with God or sit in a mindset called wisdom is something I think is widely misunderstood. Like wisdom, it means spiritual truth. Wisdom is how you see God in everything. A wise man, a wise woman, wisdom. Okay. So anyway, I'm getting off track. I am getting off track. You need to know that demons will always try to derail you from your purpose. Okay? They will always try to derail you from your purpose. Human beings are not demons, but human beings can be possessed by demons. It's true. We can also be possessed by angels. If we can be possessed by a demon, then we can also be possessed by an angel. There's a word called enjoy. Enjoy, it means like inside of joy. You are possessed by God. Joy is God's protection. Now, when you say that, like the moment you say no to the people who are trying to distract you, this is when pain begins. This is when temptation begins. Okay? I mean this wholeheartedly. Okay? I mean this wholeheartedly. When you are invited to go drink alcohol or like get drunk with somebody at the bar, and you say, no, I don't want to. It's very hard to not think about that. Right after they leave, you like your mind is going in circles. Oh, I wonder if they're going to meet any girls. Oh, I wonder if they're going to meet any boys. I wonder if there's going to be music there. Are they going to go to my favorite spot? That's temptation. The moment you say no to demonic activity, temptation begins. Temptation begins. And this is vital. This is vital for your purpose because you're going to have to say no a lot along the way. And maybe you don't know how to say no. Yes, you can communicate no, the words no, but maybe you don't know how to say no to your mom, to your friend, to your husband, to a stranger. I'll give you an example. So I'm walking into the gym and I see this person maybe a good 25 feet in front of me, and we're both walking into the gym. And what ends up happening is this person walks through the door and they're being kind and they look back to see if anybody is right behind them so they can kind of hold the door open. But they lock eyes with me. Okay, they lock eyes with me. And what ends up happening is they hold the door open until I get to the door. They should have just said internally, they're too far away. They can open it themselves. They have issues saying no. Do you know what the word no means? No is vital. No is vital to your purpose. No is the word no, it means life, actually. Isn't that crazy? The word no, it means life. So I want you to imagine that you are a flower or a seed. And you have been planted underneath the soil. And when I plant you underneath the soil, you are conscious. But the only thing you can say is yes or no to an experience. So if you say yes to the darkness, then you refuse to see the light. If you say yes to gravity, then you refuse to see, or then you refuse to go up. If you say yes to the worms, then you accept that they will eat you. Okay? The word no, it means life. But for some reason, we have issues saying no. No is spiritual spiritual protection. You are protecting something. Hey, can I have $5? No. What are you protecting? Your money. Okay? Hey, can I have a hug? No. What are you protecting? Your health. You know, maybe I'm sick. Hey, can I I don't know, have your car? No. What are you protecting? Your car. Okay? We as humanity have created this stupid fear about being rude. We don't want to be rude so bad and so at such a cost that we are willing to sacrifice our own purpose. Did you know you you walked past a person that God told you to speak to, and you didn't, and now you have to restart like a section of your purpose because you missed a lesson. Whenever God tells me to speak to somebody, I speak. It's so easy. And yes, some people do talk your head off. They do, vent, which is also demonic. Sure, they talk down to, about themselves. But if you're a healer, I mean, you're designed to heal people. Maybe they're depressed. If you're a healer, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay? You're supposed to heal them. Maybe they're angry because their car just got repossessed and they feel helpless and hopeless. If you're a healer, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. Real talk. Okay? But your purpose is just on the other side of pain. And if you're unwilling to go through pain, you're unwilling to go into your purpose. If you're unwilling to go into your purpose, you're sinning. It's all connected. If you are unwilling to go into your purpose, you're a sluggard. You're anti-effort, anti-responsibility. You are a poor steward. Makes sense? So check it. Tomorrow, I am hosting the Mastery Over Lust Masterclass. Okay, Mastery Over Lust Masterclass. Lust is the demon, or lust is the sin of distraction. It's a live webinar. So I will be live again, but not here. Not on social media. It's a private thing. I will teach you what lust actually is. I will teach you how to overcome it. The tools that God already created in you. I will teach you the demon behind lust and the purpose behind the demon. And remember, lust is the sin of distraction. So if you're interested, jump on in the course, okay? But I sincerely hope this has blessed you. I have been sitting for too long. Next week, we are going to be talking about intention. This is going to be a good session next Friday. Okay, be right back here next Friday. Okay, we're going to talk about intention. And what you intend to do might not be what is actually happening in real life. We'll talk about manifestation. We're going to talk about prayer. We're going to talk about purpose again. We're going to talk about application. All next Friday. So be here. But other than that, join the masterclass tomorrow, guys. It's gonna be a great time. Lots of healing. So I have to end this properly. If you didn't know, Now you know.